Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we are going to open some weights from kettlbell.com. Today's opening device is the knife from Station 9. This is the number 2 Partisan. This is an 8-inch kitchen knife size blade. I really like this size blade. I find it super useful because I cook 3 times a day. And if I can have cooler cooking knives, why not have cooler cooking knives? I did figure out that when it came to me, it had a different angle on either side of the blade, slightly different geometries, so I had to spend time to level that out to make it good and sharp. This box from Kettlebell is labeled 2 times 2 kilogram and 1 kilogram times 2. I think I said that right. We've been waiting on this development for a while. kettlbell.com is a new company that makes very, very, very good kettlebells. Think of them as Ferraris or supercars of the kettlebell world, but they come in 2 kilogram jumps, as most competition kettlebells do. A 2 kilogram jump is 4.4 pounds, which doesn't sound like a lot, but the whole point of kettlebell lifting is that you learn to not put the weight down. Normal competition times in the past have been 10 minutes. So think about picking up a weight and swinging it and putting it overhead nonstop. This is awesome. This is super cool. For at least 10 minutes. These are awesome. So these are magnetic weights. Magnet on the back, weight up here, and a handle on them so that you can probably get it off of your bell. It seems like a great idea, otherwise you're not going to be able to get it off your bell. I like the packaging. Made in America. So Pro kettlebells are more expensive than other bells that are made overseas. The thing that makes Pro kettlebells different than other bells is the shape. They have this nose on them, and that angle forces you to hold the bell correctly. Oftentimes when people are new to kettlebelling, they learn to hold the bell wrong in a barbell technique. Their wrist gets beat up, they can't properly extend their elbow overhead, and they are not completing the lift. That was an issue that Pro Kettlebell saw because they go beyond the 10-minute time frame, and they are people who do things like kettlebell marathoning. A half marathon is 30 minutes of nonstop weightlifting. A full marathon is 60 minutes of nonstop marathoning. So they designed essentially a Ferrari in order to race better. This is the ultra light kettlebell. Hardcore guys will complain about this. 4 kilogram, 8.8 pounds, but 200 million or so people in the USA have back pain. That means that the relationship between the muscles in their core and the muscles in their hip is not working correctly. Starting with a lightweight that is the correct size and shape allows people to learn correct technique, and then they can build up to heavy weights over time without getting hurt. The Pro Kettlebell, these light ones, have a steel plate on the inside. Yep, and now we have a 5 kilogram kettlebell. A bell that nobody else makes. 4 kilogram, add the weight, wow, 5 kilogram. And that's the point of the handle, that you can actually get it out of there. Wow, that thing is in there. Holy crap. 6 kilogram bell, once again down in that range that people need. And now 7 kilograms. Once again, a weight that nobody makes. 4 kilogram, 5 kilogram, 6 kilogram, 7 kilogram. And then you can pick up with normal competition weights 8 kilogram, 10, 12, 14, 16, all the way up to 32, but they go up to 48K. Pro Kettlebell, I think, is right now making up to 34K. 34K is heavier than the strongest guy you know is probably able to lift for any length of time. But kettlebell sport guys do it all the time. There is single arm kettlebelling where you work on lifts on one side. That tends to be what people do in the beginning because it allows them to stabilize their core better and helps them become stronger overall. And then double kettlebell lifting, a kettlebell in each hand. Think of that as endurance barbell Olympic lifting, where guys are putting up 140 pounds 200 times overhead nonstop in 10 minutes. We're gonna open our second box, and that's the sharp knife now. And our second box, made in America. 2 kilogram, 4.4 pound jumps. I like the fact that the box is plain on the outside and is awesome on the inside. Little design features like that let me know that the people who work at this company actually care about their company. And just like the 1 kilogram, but bigger and meaner. There are 2 inside the box, no styrofoam, which I like. When you get them in a pack of 2, that means that you could add weight to 2 bells for your double lifts. Let's compare it to that 1 kilogram. Oh my God, that's crazy. 1 kilogram versus the 2 kilogram chip weight. This is our Pro Kettlebell 20K. I like my kettlebells to live outside. I don't have them painted or finished because I like the patina on them. And now we have a 21K, a weight that you cannot otherwise buy. Let's see if you could chip it to this old Valerie Fedorenko 16K. Yes. Old Valerie Fedorenko bells were some of the first competition bells that were sold in America back in, 2007, 2008. This is from the original run, but that 16 just became a 17. And it just became an 18. This is a Bells of Steel 6 kilogram. I don't know what it's made out of, but I don't know if it's magnetic or ferrous or not. It is. The Pro Kettlebell chip works on the Bells of Steel 6 kilogram. Now we have a 7 kilogram. These Pro Kettlebell chip weights are a very, very, very good idea. They allow people to have smaller jumps in weight, which allows people to ensure success in their athletic lifting program. When we got kettlebells in the early 2000s, taught by Pavel, we only had 16K, 24K, and 32K. That was a 17.6 pound jump between weights. That's really big. A lot of people did not have a lot of success in kettlebell training because the weight jumps were so big. If you were deconditioned or you weren't already really strong, it was a really big problem. Trainers had to get super smart, and we wrote all kinds of fancy mathematical programs in order to help people get to the point where they could handle those weights. But oftentimes, people ripped their hands from lifting, and that stopped them from training, or because of any little tiny error in technique, the amount of weight jump between weights was too much for most people. Then we got a 20K, we got down to 8.8 pound jumps. Now we have 2K jumps, 4.4 pounds. The smaller the jump, the more likely people are to succeed. Think of it like Olympic lifting. In Olympic lifting, they can add 1/4 pound plates to each side, and they can take up the whole weight of a barbell from 400 pounds to 401 pounds to get a little bit better over time. Things like chip weights allow us to take kettlebell lifting and start to more precisely control the load, so we can turn kettlebell lifting more into Olympic lifting, and we can guarantee success. The other option, of course, is something like an adjustable competition bell. This is the Mark Wildman bell, and it splits in half, and you can change the weights inside. We have tons of videos on this. This one replaces 41 other weights. But a lot of people aren't gonna replace their old bells. I still have a huge pile of these original kettlebells that used to sit in my gym, probably 50 of them, and I'm not gonna get rid of them. But if we can use those older bells, competition style, and change the weight, then we can get more perfect training for everybody. Things that you absolutely have to have in order to progress athletically, whether it's kettlebell lifting, barbell lifting, CrossFit, whatever. You have to be able to control how much weight you're lifting so that you can have good technique, so that you don't get hurt, so you can learn to endure, so you can recover faster, so you can get more of what you want out of training. Each one of these little chip weights allows you to take gear you already possess and get twice as much training out of it. So it is an economical way to solve the problem of having more weights so you can get better results.